Next, my name is Laya. Hi. Hi, Laya. And I'm from Indianapolis, and my cat name is Simba, and he loves the outdoors. And I think he could probably have a tick on him. I felt his arm, and it felt like it was a small bump. Okay, so how do you know that you're dealing with a tick? And here's the funny thing. Okay, I'm a doctor. I am a doctor. And there have been times where I have been tricked into thinking that a skin tag, which is just a little piece of skin that's hanging off, was a tick, right? In a long-haired dog. And I actually tried to remove it in front of the client in the exam room. It was hilarious and embarrassing. So how do you know whether whatever the thing is a tick or not? Or is it something else? Oh my gosh, I don't know. So ticks, so let's talk about how to recognize fleas and ticks. Fleas are smaller than ticks. Fleas are about the size of the head of a pin, like a little sewing pin. And they are laterally compressed, which means that they are squished side to side. They're very flat side to side. So if you look at them like head on, they would look really thin like this. If you look at them from the side, they look wide because they're laterally compressed. And they're tiny, and they're about a red-brown color, and they can jump like crazy. I mean, these fleas, like they could literally, superhero jumping powers, okay? They move pretty fast, and they go pretty fast, okay? So that's what a flea looks like. A tick is bigger. A tick is, it depends. A small tick could be the size, like a baby tick could be the size of a flea, but instead of being laterally compressed, they're flat this way. They're flat this way, and their legs go out to the side like this. And you can see their legs. Oh, they're creepy. I hate ticks. So they're flat, and they move slowly compared to a flea. And a flea will move around a lot. A tick will crawl slowly with its little legs out to the side, find a place on an animal, and then sink its feeding tube in and then stay there. And it's very flat when it starts, and as soon as it starts to suck blood, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it looks like a little balloon. That could be like even the size of your fingernail, okay? So they have legs, and they look like a balloon that's kind of just hanging off of your cat's skin. So it's not really a bump. You'll see that it looks like a bug. And when you see that, you want to get that off of your cat as soon as possible. Most cats are pretty good about removing ticks on their own, but sometimes they need some help. And so what you don't want to do is you do not want to burn the back of that tick with a match. Yes, I know. We were all told that growing up, burn the back of a tick with a match and it'll back out. Well, yes. Will it back out? Yes, it will. But when you do that to a tick, what it causes it to do is basically, and this is gross, so I apologize, throw up into your cat. So it'll be sitting there sucking, getting its food, sucking its blood, and then it gets burned and it goes, bleh, and whatever is inside of the tick goes into the cat. And if there's any parasites inside a tick, you don't want that going into your cat. So don't do that. No matches, no ticks, no nothing. What you want is a pair of tweezers, really good, nice tweezers. And you want to part the hair around that tick, part it, and you want to hold that hair down, and then you want to grasp the head of the tick as close to the skin as possible with the pair of tweezers, and then slowly pull straight out. And then drop that tick into a jar of rubbing alcohol, or squish it flat, or you don't want to just let it go because it's going to crawl away and go attached to something else, okay? You also want to look and make sure that you actually got all the pieces of the tick off. Sometimes you can accidentally leave the head behind. Not a big deal. Just get back down in there with your tweezers and pull it slowly out, okay? Even if a little hair comes with it, it's not a big deal. Then you want to just wipe it with an antiseptic and, dab a little bit of triple antibiotic on it, no problem. If the tick has been feeding for less than 12 to 24 hours, if it's still flat, then there's a higher likelihood that that tick has not been on your cat long enough to cause any problems with any other diseases like Lyme disease, right? So if the tick is big and fat, then that means that tick's been there for a couple of days. And your cat is at higher risk for tick-borne diseases, including Lyme disease. So it's really important to get the ticks off quickly and then just keep an eye on your cat. Make sure that they're doing okay. You know, if they ever act sick after having a tick, then you're going to want to take them to the vet and get them checked. Because yes, cats can get Lyme disease just like dogs can, just like humans can. Okay? So take the tick off. Also, the wound, sometimes there'll be a little bit of redness where a tick was. That usually goes away in about a day. If that doesn't go away, or if it starts to get more sore, or it develops any kind of open weeping wound, get that checked out by your vet. Sometimes they can get a little localized infection there.